Why does it always seem like rich people have an unfair advantage? No matter what happens in the economy, they continue to grow their wealth, while the rest struggle to catch up. Is it simply because they have more money? Is it their connections? Or is there something deeper that most people don't see? The truth is that wealthy individuals operate by a different set of rules that they rarely talk about. While the average person focuses on working harder and saving a little more, the rich have developed daily routines that allow them to stay ahead effortlessly. These routines aren't just about waking up early, reading books, or staying productive. They go beyond conventional advice and tap into the real strategies that drive wealth and success. In this video, we're revealing 3 powerful daily routines that the rich don't want you to know about. These are simple, practical habits that, when applied consistently, can completely change your financial future. The best part? You don't need to be wealthy to start using them. Stay tuned until the end because the last routine is something 99% of people overlook, and it could be the key to unlocking your path to success. Let's dive in. Routine number 1, information filtering. Imagine waking up in the morning, and before you've even had breakfast, you've already consumed more information than someone from the 1800s would in an entire month. Social media notifications, emails, news headlines, celebrity gossip. Our brains are constantly flooded with content. Most people absorb all of this without even realizing it, reacting to whatever information comes their way. But wealthy individuals? They operate differently. They understand that what enters your mind controls your actions, and for that reason, they are highly selective about the information they consume. Rich people don't just consume information randomly, they curate it with precision. They know that every single piece of content they absorb has the potential to shape their beliefs, thoughts, and ultimately their decisions. This is why they are extremely intentional about where they get their information. While most people spend their time scrolling through endless distractions, the wealthy are consuming high-value knowledge that helps them grow, make better decisions, and stay ahead. Instead of mindlessly consuming entertainment, they seek out specialized knowledge, the kind that can directly impact their financial and personal success. So how exactly do they do this? First, they eliminate low-value inputs. This means cutting out unnecessary noise, such as doom scrolling through social media, watching sensationalized news that creates fear and anxiety, or engaging in gossip and drama. The average person spends hours every day being bombarded with negativity, which conditions their brain to focus on problems rather than solutions. The wealthy actively avoid this trap. Instead, they take control of their mental diet, just like someone would carefully choose what they eat to maintain a healthy body. Next, they prioritize high-value content. Rich people don't waste their time on clickbait articles or shallow entertainment. Instead, they invest their time in reading books, listening to insightful podcasts, and following mentors who have already achieved what they aspire to accomplish. They are obsessed with learning from the best, whether that means studying biographies of successful individuals, analyzing business case studies, or deep diving into niche areas of expertise that give them an edge. Think about this. The average millionaire reads at least 1 book per month. Why? Because they know that knowledge compounds. Every book, every insight, every idea they absorb adds another tool to their mental arsenal. If you want to level up your financial future, you need to start treating your mind like a bank account. Every valuable piece of knowledge is a deposit that will pay off later. Another powerful habit of the wealthy is strategic learning. Unlike most people who passively consume information without applying it, the rich focus on learning with purpose. They don't just read random books, they read books that solve specific problems they're currently facing. They don't just watch YouTube videos for entertainment. They seek out experts who can teach them something valuable. Every piece of information they consume is intentional, it serves a purpose and is aligned with their goals. Additionally, wealthy people understand the importance of real-world application. They don't just absorb information for the sake of it. They immediately put it into action. While most people read a self-improvement book and then forget about it a week later, the rich take notes, create action plans, and implement what they learned right away. This small but critical difference is what turns knowledge into wealth. Now, here's how you can start applying this routine in your own life. First, audit your information intake. Over the next 24 hours, track where your attention goes. How much time do you spend on social media? What kind of content are you consuming? Is it helping you grow, or is it just distracting you? This simple exercise can be eye-opening and will give you a clear picture of where your mental energy is being wasted. Next, start eliminating low-value content. Unfollow accounts that don't add value to your life. Unsubscribe from news sources that constantly push negativity. Be ruthless about protecting your mental space. Every moment you spend consuming useless information is a moment you could have spent learning something that moves you forward. Then, build a high-value learning routine. Choose 3 sources of high-quality information that align with your goals. This could be a book, a podcast, or an online course. Dedicate at least 30 minutes a day to intentional learning. If you want to get rich, you need to start thinking like the rich, and that begins with controlling what enters your mind. Lastly, make sure you apply what you learn immediately. Knowledge without action is useless. Every time you read a book, watch an educational video, or listen to a podcast, take at least one actionable step based on what you learned. This habit alone will separate you from 99% of people who consume content but never implement it. This one shift, controlling your information intake, can have a massive impact on your mindset, decisions, and ultimately, your financial future. The rich don't waste their brainpower on distractions. They invest it in knowledge that pays off. And now, you have the blueprint to do the same. Next up, we'll talk about routine number 2, asymmetric thinking, where I'll show you how the wealthy maximize results with minimal effort. Stay tuned. Routine number 2, asymmetric thinking. Most people operate under the belief that effort equals reward. They assume that if they want to make more money, they need to work harder, put in more hours, and grind daily. This mindset keeps them trapped in a cycle where their income is directly tied to their time. But the wealthy? They think completely differently. They understand that effort and reward are not always proportional, and instead of working harder, they focus on working smarter through what's called asymmetric thinking. So, what exactly is asymmetric thinking? It's the idea that small, strategic actions can create massive results. Instead of looking at the world through a linear equation where more effort equals more success, the rich look for opportunities where a small effort can lead to an outsized reward. This is why they don't trade time for money in the traditional sense. Instead of focusing on how many hours they work, they focus on how they can maximize their output with minimal input. A classic example of asymmetric thinking is investing. The average person saves money in a bank account, earning almost nothing in interest. The wealthy, on the other hand, put their money into assets that appreciate over time: stocks, real estate, businesses. Instead of working harder to earn more, they make their money work for them. A single, well-placed investment can generate passive income for years, while a salary job requires continuous effort to maintain income. Another example? Building systems that generate income automatically. Most people trade time for a paycheck, but the wealthy build automated income streams that make money even when they're not actively working. This could be a business that runs without their direct involvement, a product that sells online 24/7, or an investment portfolio that grows while they sleep. They understand that true financial freedom comes from leveraging systems, not just effort. One of the biggest mindset shifts you need to make is to stop thinking in terms of how hard you work and start thinking in terms of how much leverage you have. The rich are constantly asking themselves, how can I get 10 times the results with 1/10 of the effort? They look for ways to amplify their impact, whether it's by using technology, outsourcing tasks, or partnering with people who can help them scale faster. Let's break this down into practical steps you can apply today. First, stop trading time for money. If you're currently working a job, start thinking about how you can create additional income streams that aren't dependent on you clocking in every day. This could be investing in stocks, creating a digital product, starting a YouTube channel, or launching a business that can run without you. The key is to move away from the mindset that you need to work more to earn more. Instead, focus on building assets that generate money for you. Second, identify areas where you can use leverage. Leverage is the secret weapon of the wealthy. It means using other people's time, skills, or money to accelerate your success. Think about how companies work. Business owners don't do everything themselves. They hire employees, delegate tasks, and scale their operations. You can start applying this in small ways by outsourcing repetitive tasks, hiring freelancers, or even using AI tools to automate parts of your work. The less time you spend on low-value tasks, the more time you have to focus on high-impact activities. Third, start thinking in terms of scalability. Wealthy individuals don't focus on one-to-one transactions, they focus on one-to-many models. If you're a freelancer charging per project, you're still stuck in a time-for-money exchange. But if you create an online course, write a book, or build a software product, you can sell it an unlimited number of times without putting in additional work. The goal is to create something once that continues to generate income indefinitely. Another crucial aspect of asymmetric thinking is risk assessment. The wealthy understand that not all risks are created equal. Most people fear taking financial risks because they assume that risk always equals danger. But the rich know that some risks have huge upside potential with limited downside. This is why they are willing to invest in startups, test new business ideas, or buy undervalued assets. They understand that taking calculated risks is one of the fastest ways to build wealth. For example, let's say you have $1,000. Most people would either save it or spend it on something temporary. A wealthy person, however, would look for asymmetric opportunities, investing it in a skill that increases their earning potential, buying an asset that could appreciate, or using it to start a side hustle. The question they ask is, what's the smallest action I can take that has the potential for massive returns? Here's how you can start applying asymmetric thinking today. Step 1. Shift your mindset. Stop thinking about money in terms of hours worked and start thinking in terms of systems and leverage. Ask yourself, how can I earn without being actively involved? What can I build once that continues to generate income? Step 2. Find your leverage point. What skills, resources, or networks do you have that could multiply your results? If you're great at sales, maybe you can partner with someone who has a product but no marketing expertise. If you're skilled in design, maybe you can create templates and sell them online instead of doing one-on-one client work. The goal is to identify where you can create exponential results with minimal effort. Step 3. Start testing asymmetric opportunities. Instead of looking for guaranteed, safe options, start considering high-reward, low-risk moves. This doesn't mean being reckless, it means identifying areas where the potential upside outweighs the downside. Maybe you experiment with a small investment in a stock or crypto asset. Maybe you launch a small side business with minimal capital. The key is to start taking action with the understanding that big results often come from small, strategic moves. The rich don't think about wealth as something they earn through labor. They see it as something they build through strategy, leverage, and asymmetric moves. By shifting your mindset and focusing on scalable opportunities, you can break free from the time for money trap and start creating exponential wealth. Now that we've covered asymmetric thinking, let's move on to routine number 3, invisible accountability, where I'll show you how the rich set up hidden systems that force them to succeed. Stay tuned! Routine number 3, invisible accountability. Most people set goals and expect willpower alone to carry them through. They assume that simply wanting something badly enough, whether it's financial success, better health, or personal growth, will be enough to make it happen. But here's the problem. Willpower is unreliable. It fades when things get tough, and it's easily overpowered by distractions, emotions, and bad habits. The rich know this, which is why they don't rely on motivation or self-discipline alone. Instead, they set up invisible accountability systems that force them to follow through, whether they feel like it or not. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how billionaires and top executives always seem to have coaches, mentors, or advisors? This isn't just for guidance, it's for accountability. When you have someone monitoring your progress, checking in on your goals, and pushing you to take action, you're far less likely to slack off. The wealthy invest in accountability because they know that when stakes are high, failure is not an option. They intentionally create situations where quitting or making excuses would be too costly, either financially, socially, or emotionally. One of the most powerful accountability strategies the rich use is public commitment. They don't just set goals in private, they announce them to people who matter. This creates pressure to follow through because backing out would lead to embarrassment or a damaged reputation. When someone publicly states that they're launching a business, writing a book, or investing in a big project, they now have social accountability, and this is a huge motivator. If they fail, it won't just be a personal disappointment, it will be something others notice. Another secret of invisible accountability is financial stakes. Rich people create scenarios where failure comes with a cost. For example, they prepay for high-ticket coaching programs, book non-refundable venues for events, or make large investments that they can't afford to walk away from. This forces them to stay committed because losing money is painful. The average person, on the other hand, avoids financial risk and therefore has nothing to lose when they quit, which makes quitting easy. So, how can you apply this in your own life? Step 1. Find an accountability partner, someone who will call you out when you slack off. Step 2. Make public commitments. Announce your goals to friends, family, or social media. Step 3. Attach financial stakes. Bet money on your success or prepay for things that force you to follow through. Do this, and you'll be shocked at how much more disciplined and successful you become. We've just uncovered 3 powerful daily routines that the wealthy use to maintain their edge, grow their wealth, and ensure their success. These routines aren't complicated, and they don't require $1 million to implement. They're based on mindset shifts and strategic habits, and now, you have the blueprint to apply them in your own life. First, we learned about information filtering, where the rich carefully control what they allow into their minds. Instead of consuming endless distractions, They focus on high-value knowledge that enhances their decision-making and financial success. If you want to think like the rich, you must guard your mental space and be intentional about what you consume. Then, we explored asymmetric thinking, the idea that small, strategic efforts can lead to massive results. Instead of working harder, the wealthy look for leverage, ways to multiply their impact with minimal effort. Whether through investments, systems, or scalable income sources, they focus on getting 10x results with 1x the effort. Finally, we revealed the power of invisible accountability, where the rich set up high-stakes commitments that force them to follow through. They don't rely on motivation alone, they create systems that make quitting nearly impossible. Now, it's your turn. Which of these routines will you start implementing today? Drop a comment below and let me know. If you found value in this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more success strategies. Let's build wealth together.